Mike Zimmer, an American professional football coach, has a net worth of $12 million. Mike Zimmer was born in Peoria, Illinois in June of 1956. Zimmer played quarterback and linebacker at Illinois State University until his career was cut short due to a neck injury. From 1979 to 1980, he was the University of Missouri's defensive assistant coach. Zimmer was the inside linebackers coach at Weber State University from 1981 to 1984, before moving on to the defensive backs coach position from 1985 to 1988. From 1989 until 1993, he was Washington State University's defensive coordinator. Zimmer entered the NFL in 1994 and served as the Dallas Cowboys defensive backs coach until 1999. From 2000 until 2006, he was Dallas defensive coordinator. Zimmer served as the defensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons in 2007 and the Cincinnati Bengals from 2008 to 2013. In 2014, he became the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. Mike's son Bill Zimmer was an NFL player, and his son Adam is a Vikings linebackers coach who previously earned a Super Bowl victory as the New Orleans Saints assistant linebackers coach. Houses. Mike Zimmer, the former Minnesota Vikings head coach, has put his house in Inver Grove Heights, Minnesota, on the market. It is offered for $1,995,000. The longtime Vikings coach was sacked in January after missing the playoffs for 2 years. In mid-2018, Zimmer paid $1.65 million for the almost 9,000-square-foot home. Built in 2005, the spacious home boasts a recently remodeled gourmet kitchen with a coffee bar, wine bar, and walk-in pantry. The adjoining family room features a nice gas fireplace with stone surround and walls of windows. Other features of the 5-bedroom, 7-bathroom home include 2 offices, a solarium with heated flooring, and a master suite with 2 walk-in closets and a spa-like bathtub. Located on slightly over 6 acres, the surrounding countryside features nature. There are pond views, a tree-lined driveway, and a 4-car heated garage. The future owner will also have convenient access to the airport, the Vikings training facility, and downtown St. Paul, only minutes away. Zimmer, 65, is finally free of duties in Minnesota's chilly climate and is rumored to be seeking another coaching post. Personal life. Zimmer is the son of Bill Zimmer, a former NFL player and coach who died on August 12, 2015, aged 84. His wife, Vicky, died unexpectedly on October 8, 2009 at their Ohio home. 3 days later, Bengals head coach Marvin Lewis handed Zimmer the game ball, following the team's 17-14 victory over the Baltimore Ravens. Zimmer has 3 kids, Adam, Corey, and Marky. Adam was a coach and assistant linebackers coach for the New Orleans Saints during their Super Bowl winning season. Adam Zimmer died suddenly on October 31, 2022. Playing career. At Lockport Township High School in Lockport, Illinois, Zimmer excelled in a variety of sports and was named to the All-Conference team in football, 1972-73, baseball, and wrestling. He became a student at Illinois State University and chose physical education as his major. After fracturing his thumb in 1974, he redshirted the next season and switched to linebacker in 1976. His playing career terminated early that year due to a neck injury. His consistently up attitude had a beneficial impact on his college teammates, particularly during the sweltering August preseason double sessions. In 1974, he supported quarterback Bob Lopez, who went on to break numerous passing records at Illinois State. Coaching career. From 1979 to 1980, Zimmer worked as a part-time defensive assistant at the University of Missouri, where he got his first coaching position. After that, he was a defensive coordinator from 1983 to 1988, the defensive backs coach from 1985 to 1988, and the inside linebackers coach from 1981 to 1984 at Weber State College. Zimmer was the Washington State Cougars defensive coordinator and defensive backs coach from 1989 to 1993. The Cougars' defense finished second in rushing defense and 6th in total defense in 1993. National Football League. In 1994, he joined the Dallas Cowboys as Barry Switzer's assistant coach for the nickel defense. Before being elevated to defensive coordinator in 2000, he was promoted to defensive backs coach in 1995. With an aggressive, quick 4-3 defense, the 2003 Dallas Cowboys defense allowed the fewest yards in the NFL. Zimmer endured multiple coaching changes, Switzer, John Gailey, Dave Campo, and Bill Parcells, despite the Cowboys' issues over the years. It was also rumored that he was a contender for the head coaching position at the University of Nebraska about 2003. Despite Zimmer's lack of experience, he adopted head coach Bill Parcells' preferred 3-4 defense in 2005. Atlanta Falcons. Mike Zimmer agreed to take over as defensive coordinator in Atlanta after Bobby Petrino was appointed to coach the Atlanta Falcons in early 2007. After 13 games, Petrino left the Falcons for the University of Arkansas, and Zimmer spent just one season as coach in Atlanta. Following Petrino's abrupt departure from Atlanta in 2007, Zimmer has been vocal in his criticism of the former president, Cincinnati Bengals. On January 15, 2008, Zimmer was appointed defensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals. After leading the Bengals to the fourth-ranked defense in the league, Zimmer was named NFL Assistant Coach of the Year by both CBSSports.com and Pro Football Weekly/Pro Football Writers in 2009. The Bengals had the 7th best defense in total yards and the 9th best defense in points allowed at the end of 2011. The Cleveland Browns interviewed Zimmer for their head coaching position after the Bengals finished with the 6th-ranked defense in total yards and the 8th-ranked defense in points allowed in 2012. On January 11, 2013, Rob Chudzinski, a former offensive coordinator, was finally hired by the Browns. Minnesota Vikings. Zimmer was hired by the Minnesota Vikings to succeed Leslie Frazier on January 15, 2014, earning him his first head coaching job. Zimmer was the Vikings' 9th head coach. On September 7, 2014, the Vikings defeated the St. Louis Rams 34-6 to give Zimmer his first victory as head coach. His 7-9 record at the end of his first season was the best for a Minnesota Vikings head coach since Dennis Green in 1992, and an improvement over the team's 5-10-1 record from 2013. Green Bay's run of 4 straight division titles came to an end in 2015 as Zimmer improved on his 2014 record by finishing the season with an 11-5 record and won the NFC North. This gave the Vikings first since 2009. The Vikings played in the 3rd coldest game in NFL history at TCF Bank Stadium, losing 10-9 to the Seattle Seahawks in the wild card playoff round. Zimmer and the Vikings agreed to a contract extension on July 28, 2016. The contract's terms were not revealed. Zimmer sustained a detached retina while playing Monday Night Football against the Chicago Bears on October 31, 2016. The edge of Zimmer's laminated play carved blue into his eye on a windy night at Soldier Field. On November 30, 2016, Zimmer had to miss the Vikings' Thursday Night Football game against the Dallas Cowboys due to emergency eye surgery. Mike Prefer, the special teams coach, was the game's acting coach. With an 8-8 record at the end of the 2016 NFL season, Zimmer and the Vikings missed out on the playoffs. Zimmer guided the Vikings to one of their best seasons ever in 2017, with a 13-3 record. The Vikings had the 2nd-best 16-game regular season record in franchise history and the 7th-best regular season record in terms of win percent. With a 15-1 record, only the Vikings from 1998 have a better record. The Minneapolis Miracle was a last-second touchdown pass from Case Keenum to Stephon Diggs that helped the 2017 Vikings defeat the New Orleans Saints in the divisional round of the playoffs. The Philadelphia Eagles, who went on to win the Super Bowl, defeated them in the NFC Championship game. Zimmer became the 4th head coach in Minnesota Vikings history to reach 40 victories on September 9, 2018. After losing a win-and-in game against the Chicago Bears in the last week of the season, the Vikings ended the 2018 season with an 8-7-1 record and missed out on the playoffs. The Vikings exercised their option to retain Zimmer through 2020 on February 27, 2019. Following longtime coach Bud Grant 158 and Dennis Green 97, Zimmer became the 3rd coach to achieve 52 club wins on October 24, 2019, overtaking Jerry Burns. In 2019, the Vikings managed to make it back to the postseason. In the wild card round, Minnesota defeated the New Orleans Saints 26-20 in overtime before losing to the top-seeded San Francisco 49ers in the divisional round, 27-10. In late July 2020, Zimmer signed a 3-year contract extension. In 2017, Zimmer led the Vikings to one of their greatest seasons ever. With 13-3, the Vikings had the 7th-best regular season record in terms of win percentage and the 2nd-best 16-game regular season record in the team's history. Only the 1998 Vikings have a better record with a 15-1 record. The 2017 Vikings defeated the New Orleans Saints in the divisional round of the playoffs thanks to a last-second touchdown pass from Case Keenum to Stephon Diggs, known as the Minneapolis Miracle. They lost the NFC Championship game against the Philadelphia Eagles, who went on to win the Super Bowl. The Vikings had a down year in 2020 with a 7-9 record, missing the playoffs and finishing 3rd in the NFC North. This was caused by injuries and opt-outs by numerous starting defensive players, including defensive end Danielle Hunter, who missed the entire season due to a neck injury, and new free agent acquisition Michael Pierce, who opted out of the season due to COVID-19. For the first time since 2014, Zimmer had a losing season as head coach. The 2021 season ended with an 8-9 record, which was comparable to the 2020 campaign. After 8 years with the Minnesota Vikings, Zimmer was sacked as head coach on January 10, 2022. Zimmer had a 74-59 1.556 record at the end of his Vikings career, including a 2-3.400 record, 8 seasons with the Vikings, and a postseason record Cowboys of Dallas, second stint. The Dallas Cowboys, now led by head coach Mike McCarthy, rehired Zimmer as their defensive coordinator on February 12, 2024. Thank you for tuning in about Mike Zimmer. Subscribe and click on the bell notification for more content like this.